Hey everybody, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to be talking about my first IFR flight. It's a previous video I made, and this video I'm just going to be going over it, explaining all the things that I kind of did wrong or just messed up a little bit for my own purpose, because I'm going to be doing a lot more IFR flying, and I just want to improve and not make the same mistakes again, and hopefully you guys enjoy.
19.0, squawk 46, tree.
Alright, 2-7 Takeoff Foxtrot is cleared to San Marcos via radar vectors Pugy as filed. We'll maintain 3000, departure frequency 119.0, squawk 4633, 7 Takeoff Foxtrot.
You didn't quite catch that fix, but it's Pookie, Papa, Uniform, Kilo, India, Yankee. That's file.
Papa Uniform Kilo India Yankee, we have that 7 Takeoff Foxtrot.
Alright, thank you.
So right off the bat here, I learned something. It's not really a rule, but it kind of makes it easier for myself and the controller and doesn't clog up the radio. When I'm reading back the clearance, I don't need to include a bunch of words such as departure frequency, squawk, all those things that just take up extra time. I just need to read out the numbers and the letters that he gave me, just really quick and concise.
Alpha 1, North End Alpha 1, and you taxi every Alpha 1.
So other than a few little things, I feel like I'm handling the radios pretty well for my first flight. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I feel really comfortable talking on the radio, so I feel like I did that part really well, which made the flying easier because I don't have to think too much on the radios. I can focus on controlling the airplane.
That's cool. A little fun. Georgetown Tower, RV 217 Takeoff Foxtrot, holding short 18, ready to go.
Pull back all the way to idle here, see if we can get a boost up there.
November 217 Tango Fox, Georgetown Tower, turn right heading 210, runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
Turn right 21018, clear for takeoff, 7 Takeoff Foxtrot.
So right here, there's kind of a mistake that I noticed. So the controller told me to turn right to heading 210. So we were taking off runway 18, so that would be a 30-degree turn to the right. When he said turn to the right, I immediately thought turn the knob to the right because that's just logical. You turn the knob to the right. But we were facing west at this point, so our heading bug was also facing west. So 210 from a west heading is a 320-degree turn. So I had to turn that knob 320 degrees right because I had already turned it that way instead of thinking it over for like a second longer and realizing, oh wait, it's only 40 degrees to the left. That'll take a quarter of the time. So why don't I just do that? So that was a little funny thing that happened right there. We can land straight ahead.
W7 Tango Fox, contact Austin approach 119.0, good morning.
Contact Austin approach, 217 Tango Foxtrot.
So we'll give it a second here. And you're going to tell them climbing through 2,000 for 3,000.
Okay. Austin approach, RV 217 Tango Foxtrot, 1800, climbing 3000.
So right here, when the tower switched us to Austin approach, we realized that our radio isn't that good, and Austin approach is probably 30 miles away from here.
So we're a little too...
7 Takeoff Foxtrot, Austin departure, radar contact, South altimeter 305-9er. They're advertising the visual approach to runway 35 at San Marcos. Did you want a RNAV to 35?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's say we want the RNAV to 3.5.
Yes, 217 Foxtrot would like RNAV 35, 7 Tango Foxtrot.
7 Takeoff Foxtrot, Roger, you can expect that.
So looking back at the video, I can hear what he said, but I remember in that moment thinking, I have absolutely no idea what this guy said. I just hear the scratch on the radio. Somehow my dad heard it, and he heard something about 3.5, and he told me, oh yeah, we'll take RNAV 3.5. So all I'm reading back is what I just heard my dad say to me. So that's why it's kind of messed up. I'm not too sure, and then I also say our tail number twice, which is kind of funny, but yep, that's what happens. Now, obviously, if my dad wasn't there and I was some sort of solo and I didn't hear it, I could just wait a little longer till a little closer to range and then just asked him again what he said. That would have been perfectly fine. He was there and he told me, so I just went ahead and read it back. So this is just learning something about the limits of our airplane. So next time I know I need to be higher and maybe wait a little longer before contacting just so I can hear the transmission from Austin a little more clearly.
Alright, there you go.
Okay, take controls real quick.
My control.
Southwest 5771, connect Houston Center 132.15. Yeah.
So right here, after we had climbed out, got all situated, my dad whipped out the foggle so that way we could count the IFR time and record it in my logbook. So this is pretty cool. I flew the rest of the flight down to minimums with the foggles on, and so did everything I was doing just without looking outside, which is pretty cool, and it's a pretty shocking experience for the first time.
November 7 Tango Foxtrot, turn left heading 150.
Turn left 150, 7 Tango Foxtrot.
Now our airplane isn't RNAV equipped. It doesn't have all the instrument approaches loaded into a database, so we have to look at iPad or a chart, manually input all the fixes. That's what my dad was doing here. Or I was inputting the fixes. He was just trying to get the final approach course all lined up and situated right, because it is not automatic on here, even though we have that really nice screen. It does not have the database, so we can't fly actual IFR. That's why we're doing it on a perfectly clear day with foggles on.
Downtown now.
Yeah, but we're in clouds.
That's right.
Thick IMC.
November 7 Tango Foxtrot, San Marcos just went to runway 31. Would you prefer the RNAV to runway 31 now?
Sure.
Yes, we'll do RNAV 31, 7 Tango Foxtrot.
Tango Foxtrot, roger, you can expect that.
So the controller here just threw a curveball at us. I had already pre-programmed runway 35, the RNAV for 35 in there, had it all set up. We were perfectly on course. And then San Marcos switches to 31, so the controller said we were cleared for 31. So I have to quickly look at the iPad and program it in. I can't just select RNAV 31 and it'll put it all in. I have to type each fix in manually. And I also have to look at the height, which is a pretty good experience because I know how to do it. I won't just rely on selecting it from the database. But kind of switching here, so as well as along with switching the approach, I also have to fly the airplane, maintain the heading, maintain the altitude. So this just makes it a little harder and just something I have to be prepared for next time and be ready to do.
Alright, so RNAV.
Delta 2774, climb and maintain 2000. American 1176, descend and maintain 2000.
On 2000, American 1176.
Monitor?
Don't switch it, just hit monitor.
Yeah,
Be,
that's
and then be ready to take it off if you hear our call sign.
4, dew point -1, altimeter 3060. Visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 31. All aircraft advised on range of contact. You have Bravo.
Just
at or
denial.
above 3,000.
Till Hodal, yep. 2000 till Ruyuk. 1420 to Tungsu. And finally down to LNAV down here of 980.
7 Tango Foxtrot, turn right heading of 160.
One what?
160.
Right, 160, 7 Tango Foxtrot.
There was another little mishap. I just was too focused on the RNAV. We were going over the RNAV approach, and he tells us the heading to fly, and I didn't quite hear it. It's still kind of far away, or we were past Austin, so we're on the other side now, but it's just a little scratchy, and I wasn't paying too much attention to it, but I'm glad my dad heard it, and he was able to tell me what heading to fly.
Also peeking ahead, the tower is
Southwest 1955, clear direct to Shoe. It's on throttle for.
So right there, my dad was getting ready to put the tower frequency in, but I had already done that about 5 miles back right after we got the ATIS. So I was just trying to stay ahead of the game here, and I was even ahead of my instructor, which is pretty funny.
Clear right on Zulu runway 35, right approach for Southwest 1955.
How do I switch this?
Okay, direct to boats at or about 4,000, clear for the RNAV Zulu 35 right, Southwest 1955, thank you.
1,000 here down the end.
The 7 Tango Foxtrot, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3,000, 7 Tango Foxtrot.
Oh, I'm glad you heard that. I didn't hear him.
Now right there, I heard what the controller was saying, and my dad didn't. So it wasn't just that I was the only one not hearing it. We were just kind of sometimes focused on something else, and just didn't quite catch it.
Alright, we're at or above 3,000. I'm just going to leave it at like 3,020 or so. It says at or above.
No, you just maintain what he gave you, So the 3000 is perfect.
3000?
Yeah, and you have plus or minus, even with that line there, you have plus or minus
100 double feet?
300 feet, you lose your license, but you want to keep it within 100 feet, yeah.
So he was just explaining to me that you just hold the altitude, whatever they gave you, even if they say at or above, you just hold right as close as you can to the altitude. You just you don't want to go more than 300 feet above or below it because that would be bad.
Climb maintain 12000, direct due spring, say Charlie.
RB 7 Tango Foxtrot, turn right, ending 280, join the final approach course.
Turn right 280, we'll join the final approach course, 17 Foxtrot.
So the controller right there told us to turn right to 280 to join the final approach course. But the final approach course is in a fixed position, and we were moving pretty fast. So 280 was not going to get us lined up on the final approach course. We were going to need to turn back, so he'll give us a new heading in a second. But this is just me learning that even the controllers can make mistakes, and they're not perfect.
3000?
RB 7 Tango Foxtrot, you turn right, heading 340 to join the final.
Right 340, join the final, 17 Foxtrot.
So I guess he underestimated how fast we were going, which we weren't going that fast. We were only going about 100 knots over the ground. But I guess he thought we were going a lot slower than that, and he undershot or overshot us, I guess. But we were going to do a 45-degree entry to the final approach course, and 280 just shot us right past it, so he had to give us that new heading.
340, 3000.
And then you probably want to start slowing to about 80 or so, just to kind of give yourself some time coming down final. And stay at 3000 until you're clear for the approach. Once you're clear for the approach, then you can follow the...
RB 7 Tango Foxtrot, 4 miles from final approach, fix maintain 3000 until reception on the final approach course. Cleared RNAV runway 31 approach San Marcos.
Cleared RNAV 31, 17 Foxtrot.
Alright.
So right there, he cleared us for the RNAV approach. So that means we follow the published RNAV approach for runway 31 there, and we don't have to follow any heading or altitude assignments that he gave us. We follow what's written down on the
San
chart.
Marcos Tower, 217 Tango Foxtrot, RNAV 31.
San Marcos Tower, RV 217 Tango Foxtrot, RNAV 31.
RV 217 Tango Foxtrot, San Marcos Tower, runway 31, clear to land, wind 3203.
Runway 31, clear to land, 17 Tango Foxtrot.
So, like I said, I feel like the whole time I did pretty good on the radios. I wasn't too concerned about that. The only problem I had was kind of hearing what they were saying, just because our radio was a little scratchy. So I didn't have a full understanding of what they were saying, which I could have just asked for them to repeat it. But like a couple of the times my dad had heard it, so I didn't want to ask for it again if he had already known what they were saying. So he was just telling me. And I was just kind of confused. So, but other than that, I feel like I did pretty good on the radios.
Alright, level off at 2000.
Yep, and we just passed it, so now you're good.
Alright, now that's down to 1420.
Yep.
So this was the approach we were following. This is called the approach plate. It looks kind of complicated. It's really not if you know what you're looking for. So you see the line in the middle of the screen, the big middle. That's the basic shape with the 3 radar fixes. And then if you look just below that, you see the altitudes, or you see the line going in with the altitudes. And that just shows you what altitude to follow and what fixes you need to fly. So it's pretty simple once you know what to look for, and that's what we were following into this runway for landing.
0.32. Alright, there's Tongsu.
Okay, down to 980.
Down to 980.
So we just hit minimums right here, so pretty successful approach with the foggles on. So I lost the foggles here, so because in real life this would be the lowest point where you could bust out of the clouds, and if you still saw the ground you could keep landing. Any lower than that would be too low to land. You'd have to go around and find somewhere else to land. But busted out of the clouds, took the foggles out, now it's just a basic VFR landing from here.
Just flaps.
See if we can make echo here. Brakes.
13 Romeo Bravo, you can make a 180 on Foxtrot and come back into the ramp.
Alright, so a pretty nice touchdown. So this is my debrief of my first IFR flight. hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of these debriefs, or if you just like the flying videos. I mean, I really like creating all this flying content. Just let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoy, and hopefully you learned what I did, and hopefully I don't make the same mistakes I did, or the little mishaps, and everyone can learn from it. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. I mean, do whatever you want, but thanks for watching. See ya. Have a good day.